Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. We know that Queensbury have amassed, a huge stable of heavyweights, but they seem to be intent now on, making an assault on the light heavyweights. We've seen the beginnings of, amassing a bit of a stable here. As you'll be aware, Joshua Buatsi has signed with Queensbury, having left Boxer. This follows Boxer's lack of a home, really. They've lost their exclusive Sky Sports contract that's not been renewed. So basically, we have a situation where Joshua Buatsi, who left Eddie Hearn's Matchroom, who were with DAZN, to go to Boxer, who, because he wanted to be on Sky, he's now ended up at DAZN, but not with Hearn, with Warren. And this is just the way of the world. I mean, I thought it was slightly short-sighted of Buatsi to sort of dismiss that, dismiss the idea of DAZN, because it seemed to me, even as a golden oldie, it seemed to me that streaming is the way things were going. And sure enough, I mean, when you consider that DAZN have so many promotional outfits on their books now, it's getting a bit silly, really. Well, maybe silly in a good way or a bad way, you decide. But Buatsi, he's coming off a defeat to Callum Smith, which is a really good fight. I mean, which was buried on the undercard of one of those Riyadh blockbusters. It was the first fight on. It was on about 5 o'clock. And that rematch, I mean, that would sell out the O2, no problem. It was a great fight. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. But don't forget, they've got... they being Queensbury, they've already got Anthony Yarde. He's back in the fold, and he fights David Benavidez for the WBC light heavy title. That's on November the 22nd. And there has always been talk of Buatsi facing Yarde. So I think win or lose, certainly if Yarde wins, I don't think he will, but if he does, Buatsi can jump in. And then even if he loses, I think that fight's still there. I think that would be a very good fight. And of course, with Dmitry Bivol and Beterbiev fighting the third time, you've got to wonder where are the belts going to go after that. Will the winner hold on to the belts, or will they? I mean, Bivol's 34, which isn't young. It's not old, but it's not young. Whereas Beterbiev is 40. Now, if he was to win the rubber match, maybe he would say, "I'm done. I'm done with boxing, I'll quit." Or he would move up to cruiserweight, which he'd have no problem competing at cruiserweight, because that's probably his natural weight at that age. So the belts would go up in the air. So, excuse me. I think Joshua Buatsi going to Queensbury is a very good move for him. But there's also another signing, a little bit of a less well-known one. And that's Brad Rae. He's gone to Queensbury as well. Now, Bradley Rae fought Shakan Pitters for the EBU title in Hull, and that was about a month or so ago. And he won it. He's actually come up from middleweight. He lost in 2022 to Tyler Denny for the English middleweight title. I was surprised he lost that fight, but Denny has definitely overachieved in himself as a former EBU champ. He went on to win the EBU title, so no shame there. But Rae is now the EBU light heavyweight champ. Maybe they'll put him in with Buatsi. But whatever the case, at 27, Brad Rae's got a lot of time ahead of him. Buatsi's, 32, 34, something like that now? He's looking at the clock. Brad Rae has got a lot of time left, and he sells a few tickets as well. So maybe moving up to, light heavy gave him a little rebirth in his career. Maybe he was struggling at 160. Maybe it's a bit of an odd thing sometimes, to jump over the super middle straight to light heavy, to go up 2 weight divisions does indicate that you may have been struggling at your previous division. But don't forget, when you're talking light heavies, you've got people like domestic level fighters, British level, European level maybe. You've got Zach Parker, you've got Willy Hutchinson, Liam Cameron's still in the mix. Carol Atauma's got the name. I mean, he suffered a defeat, but he's come back with a couple of wins. They're still hoping that they can, do something with him. There's, for Brad Rae, that EBU title is a good little ticket because he can have some nice domestic, lucrative domestic level fights at light heavy and then make his way to world title contention maybe. So, everybody seems to feel that Frank Warren and Queensbury are there they're the leading promoters in Britain, and of course they are. Matchroom have been truly usurped by them, having mocked them when they were during the Box Nation days. But you're right, Frank Warren off at your peril. I mean, he's 72, 73 now. There's fire in his belly. He's always been a right scrapper, a stayer. And it, once Hearn lost the domestic scene, once he got knocked down a peg in the domestic level, that's your base that you work from. You really want to be hanging on to that. Once Frank had come back in and taken that off him, I think, as much as Matchroom will talk about being a global promotional company, if you haven't got your home base, if you're second fiddle in your home base, it's never a good thing. Because if things do go a little bit wobbly abroad, you can always come back and you've still got that meat and potatoes work to keep feeding you. But what do you think about the light heavyweights? What do you think about these recent signings? I think they've got a nice little, certainly domestic European level stable of light heavies, Queensbury. Let me know what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button if you like the video. And enjoy your weekend. Got the weekend coming up. All good. Don't there's much boxing on this weekend, is there? Regis Progress, I think, is fighting, but there aren't many fights. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'll read your comments and bye for now.